So in today's video we'll be installing, linking up to Alexa, and reviewing the Ring Video Doorbell 2. Now everybody knows me, knows I love my Ring products. Easy to install, easy to use, and come with everything. There's the instructions, the doorbell itself. These are brackets which are nice because the old video doorbell didn't come with these mounting brackets. That way you could change the angle of it to get better views. All your hardware including the drill bit, tools. Underneath here you're going to find your battery and then the black cover also. So you get to change between silver and black. You're not stuck with just a silver one. Now, tools needed for this job would be a screwdriver, a drill with drill bits, needle nose pliers, and you can use an impact also to make the screws go in faster. Now that we have our tools together, let's get to work. Now the first thing we're going to do is remove the old doorbell. So it's just two flathead screws, one on the top, one on the bottom. Now it may be silicone on or painted on, or who knows how long this old doorbell has been on here. So it may be stuck even after you get these screws off. So we're going to go ahead and get these screws off, then we can use our screwdriver to pry this away from the wall. Just be careful when you're prying it away so that you don't damage the surface itself, whether it be wood or aluminum siding or wherever it may be attached to. So now we have that off, we go ahead and disconnect the two wires. These two wires is low voltage, maybe 18 volts at the most of AC electric. It's not going to electrocute you, it's perfectly fine to leave it turned on. If you are concerned, you can find the transformer, which is probably somewhere in your basement, and unplug it. It's usually just plugged into an outlet or connected to the side of a light fixture. But we're not that worried about it. The only thing that happens if the two wires touch together is your doorbell will ring. Constantly ring until you disconnect the two wires. So now we have that off. Let's go ahead and grab our bracket and get ready to install the new doorbell. I know I said bracket, I meant mounting plate, whatever. So we're going to use a mounting plate that angles the doorbell view up because this is kind of low where the original doorbell is at. And since this doorbell was wired, we want to use these wires to help charge our new Ring doorbell. So I'm actually going to use one of the old doorbell holes and get that screw started. And then we'll put another hole for the second screw. Since we're going right into wood here, I really didn't have to pre-drill this, but if I was going into masonry, they give you a masonry bent so you could drill into masonry. Or if I had to punch through like aluminum siding, I would pre-drill a little thin hole. But since we're going right into wood with real good wood screws, I'm not going to worry about it. So we'll go ahead and screw this down. Once we get this screwed down nice and tight, then we can go ahead and connect our wires to our new doorbell. Now again, it's low voltage wiring, so we're not concerned about getting electrocuted. One thing I like about the new doorbell is that it comes with these brackets, whereas in the old Ring doorbell you actually order these brackets separately. So we'll get this on here nice and tight. You want to make sure this is real snug against there because you got to be able to pull the cover off to get to the battery. You don't want the whole doorbell coming off the wall in that process. Alright, so let's grab the new doorbell. So here we're going to connect the two wires from the old doorbell to the back of the Ring Video Doorbell 2. Now it doesn't matter which wire goes where, because just like a light switch, it's just a switch. It's circuitry inside that will decide positive or negative on its own. So we don't have to try to figure it out. That's one thing Ring did to make this simple for us. Whereas the old one, you had to mount it to the front side of the bracket and then slide the doorbell into that bracket is a pain in the butt. This is so much simpler. You just put the two wires on the two screws. Now you can use your needle nose pliers to get a good loop on these wires before you tighten it down, but I was being lazy, didn't want to go back inside to get my needle nose pliers, so I just wrapped it around my finger. I used a supplied screwdriver from Ring to tighten these screws down. I know I'm kind of blocking your view here, I'm sorry, it's cold outside, got the winter coat on, but it's very simple. Just the two wires to the two screws, tighten them down nice and tight. We want to make sure we get these wires nice and tight. We don't want them coming off, because if they accidentally come off, it's going to ring our doorbell, and we won't be charging the Ring. So once we get these nice and tight, we'll go ahead and slide the wires into the hole as far as we can, and then sit the doorbell up on the mounting plate and tighten it down. So you see how the Ring is all white? That means we're actually plugged into power. So it's getting power, so that way we know that when we put the battery in there, it will charge. Now again, you always want to fully charge your battery before you do this. Even though it's receiving a charge, it's not enough to bring a battery back that's dead or empty. So before you start your install, always charge your battery all to full. So now we got this all hooked up. Let's go ahead and we're going to take the supplier screwdriver from Ring and tighten down the 4 tiny screws that hold the screwdriver. I'm sorry, hold the doorbell to the mounting plate. These are real small screws. They're easy to lose, so just be careful, especially when you're working tight to the wall like this. I usually put the screw on the bit of the screwdriver and then just tilt it into the hole because my fingers are a little too fat to hold a tiny little screw. But once we get this all on here nice and tight, the next step would be to slide our battery in here and then complete the setup with inside the Ring app. Once again, make sure that battery is fully charged. So then we go into our Ring app eventually. Once we get in front of the camera, there we go. All right, so you go into our Ring app and you just follow the simple instructions. You want to make sure that the ring on the doorbell itself is flashing. And then you go ahead and follow the instructions within the app. It'll walk you through everything step by step. On this doorbell, you press the little button on the front. Remember the old doorbells, you had to press the orange button on the back, which again was a pain to get to because it's mounted to the wall. But this, you just press the little button on the front. It'll recognize it, it'll find it, and then it's basically automatic from here. It's nice and simple. That's why I like Ring, just because of its ease of use and ease of install. So after we get through a few steps, you see it's still searching. Here we go. It's going to ask for the Wi-Fi password, which we'll do off camera because everybody doesn't need the Wi-Fi password or even the correct Wi-Fi. And then we'll come back here, flashing blue. We're good. That means it's starting to link up. So we think we're done. But then what happens here is that one thing I like with Ring is that they tell you where you messed up at. 2 flashing lights at the top means that she put in the wrong Wi-Fi password. Of course, we didn't realize this at first because I wasn't really paying attention to it. I just started to put the cover on like, yep, we're done. Let's go inside where it's warm. But then, it wouldn't connect. Go back through the paperwork. Actually, on screen, it tells you those 2 lights at top means wrong Wi-Fi password. So go back, put in the correct Wi-Fi password, everything's set up, ready to go. You see, we originally went with the silver cover, which we thought would be a good one, is what she wanted. But then after having to take that back off, we noticed there's some marks inside the silver at the top, so we switched to all black cover. But now that everything's set up, we're going to go ahead and link this with Amazon or Alexa. That way you'll be able to answer it with your Alexa devices. So you're going to open up your Alexa app, look for something called Skills and Games. Click that. Then the easiest way is to click the little magnifying lens and then start typing in Ring. What you're doing, you're searching for the Ring skill. They call them skills. Skills and apps are basically the same thing. You're going to press Ring, and that's going to pull it up, and it's going to ask you, do you want to enable it to use? You click yes. So then it starts to install the skill. Once the skill is installed, it's going to ask you to log into your Ring account. Your Ring account is going to say, Alexa wants to use this device, and you authorize it. So once that's done, it's been successfully linked. So now you come back out. You're going to click Discover Devices. And here's when it's going to look for your camera. So this takes about 45 seconds or so. Once it's discovered, you can go into where it says Cameras. You're going to click Front Door, where's the one we want. We're going to turn on Doorbell Press and turn on Motion. And this way, whenever somebody walks past the doorbell or they press the doorbell, it'll ring on all our Alexa devices. So let me back out, and we go ahead and give it a quick test.
Motion detected at the front door.
Motion detected at the front door.
Pizza.
Everything's ringing.
Someone is at the front door.
And then those are the alerts you will get on all your Alexa devices. And it's showing all the screens just like that. Now, the advantage of doing it on the Alexa or linking it to your Alexa is that now you don't have to worry about carrying your phone around. You don't have to buy a Chime or a Chime Pro for it to ring because it will ring through your devices. And you also have the ability to answer it when it rings. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and ring the doorbell.
Watch this.
All right.
Wanna see
Alexa,
what I'm gonna do to the-
show me the front door.
Okay.
I just killed her. Now
That's it. And when you're done, you can talk to the person outside if you want to. And Alexa, go home. Spider webcam in front of it. How do we do all this? So a few quick things. One, is that, again, I love Ring because they give you everything you need. Even the brackets or mounting plates, the ones that included before, tools, mounting hardware. I mean, there really is nothing you need except your own drill and screwdriver. Now, although this doorbell was wired, you can keep it wireless. You don't need to be wired. So if you don't have doorbell wires, if your old system was wireless, it can remain wireless. If, or say your original doorbell stopped working because the wires were bad inside the wall, you don't have to run your wire. You go ahead and use it wirelessly. The only advantage of it being wired by your old doorbell wires is that it helps to keep the battery charged, so you don't have to worry about taking the battery out and charging it. But if you have to go wireless, the advantage of this one or the original Ring doorbell is just that. The old Ring doorbell, you had to take your little Ring screwdriver out, unscrew it, take it off the wall, bring it inside the house and charge it, which is a big pain in the butt. This one, you just take the little faceplate off and then pop the battery out. Now you can buy a second battery, that way when this battery is charging, the other battery is in there. But you're going to get a good, I'm going to say 3 months to 6 months out of a battery, depending upon, of course, temperature outside. If it's cold, the battery won't last as long. If you get a lot of motion, so if you set your motion out to like the sidewalk or the street, and it's a lot of motion, it's going to wear down your battery faster. Somebody rings your doorbell a lot. You get a lot of company, you're going to wear down your battery. But honestly, I've seen at least 3 months out of a battery, and that is on a major street, constant traffic, and it's constantly getting set off by motion. Now, I like the Ring Video Doorbell too. So I love it for my parents. That's who I got it for first. This is actually done at one of my friend's houses for her father. She got it for him because it's a safety issue. You know, by having the Ring Video Doorbell, you no longer have to walk to the door. And if you have elderly parents or senior citizens, you don't want them having to go to that door where that door can get forced open and somebody can force their way into their home. This to help prevent home invasions. So with this, all I got to do, well, all they have to do is pull up their Alexa device, see it on the big screen, talk back and forth to that person, and tell them, hey, just leave the package on the porch, I'll get it later. Or if it's somebody trying to sell something, yeah, I'm not interested, please leave before I call the cops. Whatever. But in other words, you don't have to crack that door open, which runs the risk of somebody forcing their way into your home. This does have better image quality than the old Ring Video Doorbell one, and it's just a cleaner setup. I do like the fact that you get two choices. You're not stuck with the silver face. You can either put silver or black on there, but that silver one is like a thin silver foil on there, and as I showed you in that one picture, it started to form wrinkles just by taking the cover off and putting it back on. So the black one I think is a better choice. Again, thanks for checking out my video. If you have any questions about the Ring Video Doorbell, please ask me in the comments. Please leave in the comments any discussion. We can always talk about this. This is a great thing. And please check out my other videos. Subscribe. And like I keep saying, don't pay somebody else to do this. It's easy work. Save your money. Thank you.